Hello. As we get into December, we have changes coming with the weather. It's going to get even colder. We did have some rain today. It was kind of a rainy day, especially if you're in Suffolk County. Here in Nassau, luckily, we had some breaks in the afternoon. Then it started back up in the evening for a little bit. Now it's finally moving away. This is the band of rain here that's moving away. It looks like it's getting quite heavy as it taps into some more Atlantic moisture. So it looks like there's getting some heavier rains out in southeastern New England. Radar here, you see, again, that rain is moving away, and we will have a dry day tomorrow before a big coastal storm on Tuesday. So pulling out, I'll show you the energy for that storm, which is going to be, I think it's over here. Anyway, looking at our satellite image, you'll see here, there's the front coming through here. Got again this. You can clearly see the clouds here, and we pan this out to the CONUS view. You can see that conveyor belt of moisture, and I think this is the energy for the coastal storm right over here that we will be dealing with on Tuesday. You can see we will have some high pressure moving in between those two, storms. As far as the weekend goes, yesterday finally was a mostly sunny day. And I do have a video from the Pine Barrens to show you that. We did go for a nice long hike in the Pine Barrens, and I'll definitely be sharing that video with you. And we did have a few pop-up clouds, a little bit more toward the east end, where I was in central Suffolk. It was mostly sunny. So did have a nice day yesterday finally, and maybe we'll get another nice one tomorrow. We'll have to see when we look at these models as to what's going to happen. Looking at our current temperatures here, we are in the mid-40s. Winds are picking up from the west. Islip is 45. And it did get up to 50 today. The low was 32. Now, West Hampton did get down to only 30 as of midnight. Actually, that's Hampton Bays. I knew that was wrong. West Hampton did get down to 25. It actually got down colder than that because last night there was some radiational cooling, and I almost thought it was going to get into the teens, but the clouds kind of came in and kind of put a lid on that. But you see here the temperatures dropped pretty quickly last night. If we go all the way back, you see here temperatures dropped down to 21 degrees, it looks like, for a low at West Hampton, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, low 21. So not quite teens, but still pretty chilly. It's pretty good radiational cooling before the clouds kind of came in. So let's go look at our climate summary for Islip, and we're going to look at this is not going to have the full rainfall amount here so for today. We'll have to go to the map for that. But a high of 50, which was 1 degree above normal, low of 32, 2 degrees below normal. Right at normal temperature-wise. And month to date, we've had 2.54 inches of rain. The normal is supposed to be 3.41. Let's look at yesterday's climatological report for Islip. Yesterday, we had a high of 45 and a low of 29, so we're about 5 degrees below normal for the day. But a very nice day yesterday turned out to be. And it's still somewhat breezy, not quite as windy as it was on Friday. Friday was pretty windy, but not windy enough for a wind advisory. We didn't have any crazy wind gusts, but it's just pretty blustery out there. So we're looking at our weather map. You see here, here's the front that's going to be passing. You see that high pressure. We're only going to have it for one day before this next system here comes and forms a coastal storm that we're going to be dealing with. And there will be winter weather with it to our north with that. So let's go and take a look at how much rainfall we've gotten today and our high temperatures, too, for the day. Generally speaking, the east end of Long Island looks like the warmest area was around 50. We only had the mid-40s here in Nassau County, and New Jersey was even colder, only highs around 43 there in Toms River. So, yeah, there was quite a chilly day today because of the warm air was mainly off to the south. Let's take a look and see how much rainfall we've gotten today. We'll do the 12-hour rainfall. I guess that's the best thing to do here. So let's see. Islip got 0.56. That's pretty decent. 0.50 for Hampton Bays. So a little more out to the east end. 0.65 in Montauk. And then you go west, the numbers go way down. And that's because the rain, the axis of the rain in Toms River, not seeing that much either. a quarter of an inch or less over there in Ocean County on the Jersey Shore. The way it's set up today, if we go to the Vent2 Sky and rewind the radar, you'll see that the rain was pretty much sitting over Long Island most of the afternoon, particularly Suffolk County. So that's where the higher amounts were in Suffolk County, right where they were needed. So it's definitely good to see some more rain falling over there. Still have a lot of low. The pond levels are very low in the Pine Barrens out here. So definitely could use some more rain to fill those ponds. So let's go look at the models here, and we will go ahead and look first at as we enter December now. December is the beginning of climatological winter, and it's going to feel like it too. So let's go first take a look at the North American view, and we'll go ahead and go to the European model and look at the jet stream, and I will be using the 18Z run here for the European. I think that should be covering. Let's see how far this goes. That goes up to 144 hours. Well, we'll go to the 12Z, right? Being that we're at the beginning of a month, so we'll take a look at what the first half of December could be like. So, first starting with the jet stream, let's look at that. And you see there will be numerous troughs. So here comes the storm for Tuesday. That's a pretty decent trough there with that. And this trough is going to start digging down, and you see what happens. It's going to bring in the cold air. Look at that flow is coming right out of. This is Arctic air that we're going to be getting into as we get toward the end of this week. And you see the troughiness continues right through the period. So it's going to stay. It's going to stay chilly with this kind of setup. Let's go to the upper air. So you see there's that trough coming through for tomorrow, and then the much bigger trough as we get with that storm for Tuesday. And then here comes the cold air. Here we come. Here we go. It's just going to keep coming through. Here's just consistent cold air that we're going to be dealing with. Arctic air. See, we got a block in Greenland, so that's going to keep the Arctic air coming. Maybe as we get toward the middle of the month, it'll ease a little bit, but generally speaking, it looks like we're going to be in line for plenty of cold weather as we get into December. GFS is probably going to look pretty similar. We will go ahead and look at that as well. The 12Z of the GFS here as well. Yeah, GFS is a little different. All right, there are some differences. It wants to dig more of a trough out in the west and a little more of a ridge in the east, but either way, there's going to be shots of cold air with this, and there may even be more opportunities for snowfall with this kind of setup. So we'll start with the GFS, looking at the surface here, and then we'll go to the European. So for tomorrow, we have that high pressure building in, dry day, and then here comes our coastal storm. It'll be rain and heavy rain for us. That's really going to put an end to the drought. I can pull the drought monitor up and just see what we have here on the drought monitor. And let's see what it is. We just have a yellow. Well, I think that's going to be gone. We have an abnormally dry D0 classification over Suffolk County, but I think that's going to be gone by the time that storm is done with us. So high pressure builds in, and then you can see another high. And then there's another storm that we'll have to watch that's going to skirt by on Saturday. That might be a colder setup. That might be some more snow. And again, we're looking at the GFS here. And another high pressure builds in by next Tuesday. And then, yeah, it just keeps coming. Here's another one right around December 15th. That looks really cold. And if we look at our temperature anomaly chart, which we'll go to, show you this here as well. So you can see cold air is going to be with us for quite a while, and there's really cold air for Friday. Really cold, significant. There's a little bit of a break, and then here comes some more. And then it warms up, and then look at this. Boom, here comes another shot. So there'll be some warm-ups, but they'll be brief, and then there'll be cold air returning to the picture. Let's look at the European. Here's the European with the cold air coming in, so shot, and then another shot. That shot around Friday is going to be Friday is going to be feeling, we may struggle to get up to freezing that day. And then here comes another shot of some really cold Arctic air for Monday. And, yeah, you can see what's going on here. So you can see there's a little bit of a warm-up, but any warm-ups won't last very long. Let's go look at the surface here. So high pressure builds in. There is that storm again. The high builds in, and then you can see the cold air comes into the picture. Now the Euro it has that storm a little further to the north and would have it mostly rain, but that's still going to have to be watched with that cold air. We may see some snow on Saturday. Cold, and then you can see the cold air masses just keep coming, another high and then another high behind that. So you see what we're going to be dealing with here. So winter is here, and it's going to feel like winter, and this is a good thing, and I really hope this is a sign we're going to have a very cold winter, because the pine barrens would love a cold winter so they can kill off those damn southern pine beetles. That would help. It would really help a lot. And it's not just... I'm going to mention another video. I'm going to do another video about southern pine beetle and other parts, other pine barrens as well, because there are other pine barrens in the Northeast that are unfortunately being affected by that. But let's go ahead and look at the HRRR and go a little more short range now. And you'll see here on the HRRR that rain moves away. We have high pressure for tomorrow, and then here we go over Tuesday, and the rain starts early, and up to the north and west there'll be snow. But for us, it's really just going to be rain. And plenty of it. So the HRRR not looking as aggressive as the European with this storm, but it's going to be a rainy day on Tuesday. If we look at the total accumulated precip, this is on the low end of things. I think it might wind up being more than this. I think the HRRR is just running a little too dry with this storm. But we will look at dew points and wind flow. And then we're going to go over to the European, I think. So here's the dew points and wind flow, and you can see those dew points will drop tomorrow. We'll have a north wind tomorrow, and it turns east and then northeast. And like I said, this is not as strong with this storm as the European. The European is much stronger. You can see, though, it will be a cold rain because that warm sector stays well offshore so our temperatures... So temperatures will drop probably in the mid-30s by morning tomorrow. Tomorrow, it has it pretty chilly. It has it struggling to reach the 40s. So, it has it kind of chilly tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we'll probably see... Question is, will we see radiational cooling? There's a possibility before the clouds roll in that we might. I think everybody goes below freezing. And then Tuesday, we'll have temperatures in the warmer, in the mid to upper 40s. This is the HRRR showing. Not sure if I'm buying this, because if we go into the European here, go to the dew points and wind flow on this European model here. So this is a different look, and it's much stronger with the low. And you can see the winds are much stronger as well. And then that tracks offshore, and then we get into that cold air behind it. And then here comes the Arctic air as we get into the end of the week. That's Arctic air. Dew points are going to be below zero. That's Arctic air for your Friday right there, all right, that we're going to be dealing with. All right. Temperatures, again, European is going to run colder for that storm, and I think it's going to be a pretty cold rain. The temperature's only around 40, but still rain, I think, for us. And then Wednesday, you can see here, much colder. We're going to struggle to reach 40, and then Thursday, struggling to reach 40 again, and then Friday, here we go, struggling to get to 30 degrees. How about that? That's pretty cold right there, and there's going to be more to come as we get toward the weekend. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but as we get toward the weekend, there'll be more really cold air masses coming down. Again, if we look at the European here, I'll just go show you here. Stays. Look at this. Monday. Here we are only in the third. This is like January kind of weather here. Tuesday. I mean, this is crazy cold weather here that we're going to have. So look at that. It just continues. So, and there's storms there too as well. So you see that. So we have the opportunity, perhaps some snowfall. Just for fun, we'll go ahead and we'll look at the... Oh, that's right. We don't get the snowfall in here. We only get the total accumulated precip. But we'll go ahead and look at our first storm here. And this is our storm for Tuesday. And you see, I'm agreeing more with these numbers. I think we're going to see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, likely, especially along. It gets less as you go north and east, but along the coast, Long Island, into Jersey, I think it's going to be a decent amount of rain with this thing. Let's go ahead and look at the NAM. We do have the NAM as well in the 0Z NAM. And yeah, I'm agreeing with this as well. That 1 to 2 inch, that general 1 to 2 inch, well, this is kind of counting today's storm a little bit. but I still think it'll be 1 to 2 inches, generally speaking. So let's shift over to the skies now, and we'll go ahead and look at clouds. Now, tomorrow was originally supposed to be a clear day. We may have to deal with some high clouds and possible jet chunk. Obviously, Tuesday we're going to have plenty of clouds, and then Wednesday hopefully we would clear out again. Let's look at the RGM here. It's the 0Z RGM. We'll just go ahead and look at the 12Z RGM. So you see all that cirrus coming in. During the early part of the day, it looks fairly sunny, but then the cirrus increases. And then we're in the clouds for Tuesday, obviously, with the storm. And then we clear out on Wednesday. We should have sunshine returning. Now, let's go to the GFS. Go a little further here with the clouds. So you get an idea of what's going to be happening. Obviously, Thursday we're going to have clouds around. Unfortunately, Friday, despite the cold, we're going to have clouds around because of because we have that next system coming in. So I don't think it'll be a sunny day. That's part of the reason why I think Friday will be so cold is probably because we're going to have some clouds around, which will keep the temperatures down and keep it below freezing perhaps for the whole day, which is unusual for this time of the year to say the least. Unusual, but not record-breaking or anything like that. HDRPS, we can also look at the storm on the HDRPS. So here's the storm on the HDRPS, and you can see that heavy rain right there. With the European, you can see again that real heavy slug of rain there that's going to develop there. So that is where you're going to see a lot. And we're going to do another video tomorrow about this storm because we'll have more models to look at. But it looks like it's going to be pretty stormy on Tuesday, and a soaker for sure for us. For the colder weather moves in behind it. So let's go and look at the wind situation. We'll go to windy.com. And we'll go ahead and look at the wind situation, see if we're going to have any issues with the wind, because that storm, again, tomorrow will be breezy, not a wind advisory kind of day. But as we get into Tuesday with that storm, it looks like the worst of the winds would stay offshore. So it looks like the worst would stay offshore, but it looks like we're not going to really deal with any wind advisory conditions. I'm looking through the whole week here. We'll go all the way up to Friday. Not really seeing any wind advisory conditions, but it probably will be breezy at times. And again, that depends on if we get the radiational cooling or not. There are opportunities for it. If the wind drops down, we will have opportunities for it. But it still looks like there's a decent amount of wind blowing here, so we may not get it. It depends to see how it goes. We're in a constant northwest flow, so chances are we're probably not going to see any wind advisories or any wind issues. Our storm on Tuesday could generate some rough oceans, but again, that's mainly going to be well offshore. I don't think we'll have any coastal flooding impacts from that storm. It's just going to be a lot of rain for the most part for us. So last stop is the Climate Prediction Center, and here's that 6 to 10 day outlook, and you see below normal in the east and above normal precipitation as well for us as well in the 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 day. So with that trough, there will be more storms and more cold air. You can see much warmer out in the west there where you have the above normal. So that's where you can see where the ridge and the trough are setting up. So that definitely means that we will see more colder weather, and again Arctic outbreaks. That's what we're gonna be seeing as we get into December. Last thing I want to look at here is our Ice Prediction Center, which again we're going to look at this again, even though we're getting reduced information because of the cutbacks in the government. But this is all very disturbing. Look at how low the ice is not coming back in the Arctic at all. Even though we're talking about cold weather, that cold air is coming down here, and in the Arctic it's warmer than normal, and that's a concern. Unfortunately, because of non-renewed funding, several sea ice today. So we're not getting anything, and we're not getting any analysis at this point. So we just have this, and again, very disturbing lack of sea ice. I'm going to work on seeing if there's another country that provides these updates, because unfortunately our country has decided not to do that anymore because we have a climate denier in the White House and running our government. So, but you see here, this is very disturbing. You see how low that ice is. low that sea ice is. So all very disturbing. Even though we have the cold air coming, that doesn't take away from the fact that we are undergoing global warming, and it's only going to get worse. We're getting close to that blue ocean event. It could happen perhaps in the next couple of years. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather video. I'll be back with another weather video tomorrow night because we've got that storm coming. So have a good night.